Hey, 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 welcome to Games Vitae. My name's Maj, and this is day 2 of Amazon Prime Days. Basically at the end of the day, but I've been trying to keep my eye on any deals that might be coming up or that I may have missed that were significant that should have been on the last one that I did yesterday. but Today I just got a few for you and thought that I'd mention it and mention the ones that I've got. Um, Also, about yesterday, there were probably some deals that I was maybe too down on. I think what that was is I was I was probably showing some bias there. They were games that I myself wasn't as interested in, and I said, yeah, that's too low. And some of them were lower than $20. So keep in mind, maybe I'm not as high on deals as maybe you would be because I'm not as into that game as you. My primary goal is to make you aware of these deals, and secondary, give you my opinion on them. If my opinion doesn't match yours, hey, at least I made you aware of it and hopefully was able to get the information to you in time for you to make a decision. So, anyway, let's move on to uh, the first deal of today, and that's Ticket to Ride First Journey. That is the one of several offerings that the Ticket to Ride franchise has available on Prime Day. Ticket to Ride First Journey is obviously for kids, and I mean, there were quite a few kids games that I saw yesterday. I just couldn't fit them in, as you saw. I was having quite a bit of technical difficulties, but uh, there's quite a few Haba games available on Prime Day for their deals. But Ticket to Ride is probably a good way to get young kids into their own gaming by themselves without you being there, and it would be something that maybe you can help them transition up to higher level gaming. 2250 is, well, it's about the same price as the full-fledged Ticket to Ride. So I'll let you decide on that, whether it's a good deal or not. But I mean, it's probably going to cost the same amount as Monopoly, Sorry, Clue, or Uno. Well, probably not Uno. Uno is probably a little bit cheaper. But either way, keep in mind, the amount of money you'd spend on the typical games that have been around for 50, 60, 70 years and Ticket to Ride that's been around for 20. So uh, on this, if I was wanting to get my kids into that, I would probably consider buying Ticket to Ride First Journey. So next we have Black Forest. This is a new deal today, and $47.96 is the cheapest I've ever seen it. Black Forest is by Uwe Rosenberg. I mentioned him yesterday. He did Patchwork. He does another game, Bonanza, which is really popular. He's done a lot of games. Black Forest is a re-implementation of a previous game of his called Glass Road. There's a lot of debate as to which one's better, but there's a lot of people that think Black Forest is the better game. There's a rondelle in it. It's just really really neat to look at some of Uwe Rosenberg's games. Looks like I don't know, but it looks like they borrowed some of the description from Glass Road. I haven't played Black Forest. Maybe there is a Glass Hut, but I don't think so. Anyway, Black Forest is definitely on my list. Um, I'm if you're into wanting to get Black Forest, I would definitely pull the trigger on this. Me, I'm trying to decide whether I have enough money to pull the trigger on this. So, Black Forest, that's a go. That is a go. If you have been looking at it, that is the lowest price I've seen on it. Next up is Match of the Century. This also is a re-implementation of another game called Watergate. It does share some similar DNA. It's a game about playing a game of chess. So you're not playing chess, you're playing a game about playing a game of chess, and it's card play and it's back and forth, and it's it's also 1440, the cheapest price that I've ever seen it. Uh, I've actually, it says typical price 19. I don't think I've even seen it at that before. So 1440, that's a good game, a good price. I would buy. I would buy right now. Uh, Next up, Beer and Bread, another two-player game, also at a price, the lowest price I've seen it at, $23.96. That's a buy as well. It's got some resource management, and it's kind of like that agrarian, agricultural theme. It I've seen a gameplay video on how to play it. It's been a long time, but it has to do with the flow of water, and whether you have water to water your crops and things like that, so you'd harvest. And anyway, that's a horrible description, but I would buy this at that price. If you were looking to buy Beer and Bread, $23.96 is your price right now. So next up. Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. This was available yesterday. I admit it. I really don't like party games for the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Wavelength. It was fun, but I don't know. I don't really feel like I want to buy it. I want to play Just One and So Clover, but I don't know if I want to buy it until I've played it. I have played Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, and yeah, it's your typical party game. Um, it has over 52,000 reviews at 5 stars, so it's entertaining if you've got that kind of a group. And more often than not, you do. I'm just not one of those group. So Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza at $7.99. All it is a deck of cards. It seems like a typical price, actually. I don't know that it's a screaming deal or not, but it is a pretty low price. So whether that's a screaming deal or a regular price, $7.99 is not bad. So anyway, moving on. Dutch Blitz. I really need to look this up before I go into it, because Dutch Blitz came up last year and I didn't know much about it, and it came up again this year and I still don't know much about it. It's I believe it has some card shedding. I might be completely wrong on that, but the content creator, Chris from Room and Board, this is one of his favorite games. If you say you don't like Dutch Blitz, those might be fighting words for him. But it's a game that I've heard only good things about, but I've only heard good things about from him. So it's something that if you want a good card game, maybe Dutch Blitz is your thing. So $9.99. I wish it was kind of more toward the $7.99 that Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza was at. I think that would be a better deal for a card game. But it's at $9.99, so that's kind of mid ground for me. That's neither yay nor nay. Moving on to the Lord of the Rings, the card game. Lord of the Rings, the card game. This is, I believe, the base game. Yesterday I had Lord of the Rings Journey in Middle Earth. That was actually an expansion, so I was telling you about an expansion, not the base game. This is the base game, and I don't know much about it. It's cooperative, I do know that, but at $43.69, I'm not familiar with that, whether that's a good deal or not. I would, with it being a card game, I would the nearest thing I could liken it to is another card game like Dominion, and I'm pretty sure I can get Dominion for less than $43.69. So don't know if that's a good deal or not, but I personally wouldn't pull the trigger on it if I was interested in Lord of the Rings, the card game. Dixit has been around for a long time. There's some elderly couple in our neighborhood, and when I was at their house, I saw Dixit there. It's one of those picture communication games, and it's I've never really been overly interested in it because, like I said yesterday with Mysterium, I just don't get into those games where you're trying to communicate through a picture and you can't really communicate about that picture. You just hope that somebody can figure out what's in your head as to why you chose that picture with no context whatsoever. Whether Dixit is that way or not, I don't know. But I personally don't get into it. 1,500 people on Amazon say it's a great game. So if you like Dixit, it's been out for quite a while, and they're asking $30 for it on sale. Personally, trying to leave those biases aside, I don't think that's a great deal. I would wait for something cheaper. But again, that's me. And yeah, moving on. Moving on. Arkham Horror, the card game expansion. I pulled this up and didn't realize it was the expansion. I don't know if the base game is on sale. It was last year, so it might be this year. It might not be. But to it's a card game, Arkham Horror, the card game, and $27.49. That's cheaper than an expansion for, say, Dominion. Normally Dominion is 34, almost $45, somewhere in between there. The expansions are, but no, not 45, but it's generally around 30, $35. But 27.49, that seems like a pretty good deal for a card game expansion with a lot of cards. I don't know how many cards are in it, but looks like the base game is $45. Whether that would change your mind or not, I don't know. But it doesn't tell you how many cards it is. But given the size of the box, I'm pretty sure that's not a small box. Um, I've got a son that owns this. Somebody gave it to him, and they haven't played it yet. But I've heard good things about it. Whether you need the expansion or would benefit from it, I'll leave that up to you. I personally think that that would probably be a good price based off of other card game expansions that you can get. So, moving on. Another expansion without the base game. This is for Marvel Champions. Marvel Champions has got some pretty good popularity out there. So if you're into Marvel Champions and if you want an expansion, you have the next evolution. This is more X-Men based. You know, you see Juggernaut bursting through a wall to get to Domino and Cable and Mr. Sinister up in the corner. I don't think Mr. Sinister and the Juggernaut really have much in common, but anyway, 33.49. That's probably typical price of the Dominion expansions, not being on sale. So the deal doesn't scream to me buy me. So it might be good, but I don't think I'd pull the trigger. I'd want it to be cheaper. Dice Forge. This is a game that's been out for quite a while. I've seen the game. I've actually opened up the lid and went through the components. It's really kind of an interesting concept. And you don't just, draft dice, but you manipulate the die faces. You literally screw pieces into the die. And I don't know much about the gameplay other than that. It was told to me at the time, and I haven't played it. I don't have a huge degree of curiosity about this game, but I'm not averse to finding out more about it. At $41.99, however, that's not going to make me do it. I think this game has been out long enough that it should probably be more closer to 30, personally. You might say Maje, you're up in the night, but if they're really wanting to sell games, at the time of this filming, 58% of the deals have been claimed for this game. I don't think there's any rush to get it at that price. personally. So, it does say save 3 at checkout there, so there might be some deal that breaks it down even lower. But why wouldn't they just include that in the deal? I don't know. Moving on, Hibachi. I think I saw this on crowdfunding when it first came. It's by says by Madigo, but I don't see Madigo's symbol on it. It looks like Grail, Holy Grail, or Grail Games. Um, Either way, hibachi, anthropomorphic chefs making your hibachi grill. It sounds like there's a little bit of a dexterity element to it, where you skillfully throw your utensils to collect ingredients and fulfill customer orders. So it's a order fulfillment, dexterity type game. It looks cute as heck. $29.99. It might be a little overpriced. Not as good of a deal as it could be. I'd like to see it more like on the same lines as how much maybe Ticket to Ride is. But it looks really cute, and 92% of the deal's been claimed up to this point. So if you want it, you better go and get it fast, because it's going fast. But Hibachi, the theme just cracks me up. It doesn't have a lot of reviews. You might want to look at it to see if it's something. If you don't know anything about it, you might want to look into it first. But if you really do want it, you probably better jump on it fast. And last deal I have up is yet another expansion. I did cover Marvel United yesterday, so I brought up this one. X-Men Blue Team, $22.49. Not a great deal, a screaming deal either. I mean, is it lower than it typically is? Yeah, probably is, but I'd like to see it. I mean, I got Marvel United, I believe, under $18. So here's the expansion at $22.50. I'd like to see it like $5 lower, personally, for me to pull the trigger. And I mean, I've got Marvel United. Haven't played it a heck of a lot, but like I said yesterday, I'm reluctant to buy too much content, because at some point there's so much content for this game that I think overkill sets in, and there's, other than just a different mini, there's only so much gameplay that you can institute with that many characters. And yeah, with X-Men and then with the multiverse, they introduced some twists in the mechanics, uh, and equipment added, and players, characters that can play as either bad guys or good guys, and I think that's great and all. But again, I'm kind of nervous to invest too much into Marvel United, because I don't want to be getting it just for the minis' sake. I don't need more miniatures. I want more gameplay. But Marvel United is a great, great cooperative game. Very easy to learn, very easy to play, not necessarily very easy to win. And this one gives you 4 heroes and 1 villain. It gives you Mr. Sinister as a villain, and as heroes, it gives you Jubilee, Psylocke, Rogue, and Gambit, which, I mean, they're pretty good characters if that's what you want. And if you're really into mini painting, this might be your thing. But for $22.49, again, no rush to buy. So anyway, that is my second day 2 roundup of deals on Amazon Prime days. If there are any deals that you've taken advantage of because I made you aware of them, please drop it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about it. I'd like to know what kind of help I am to people finding deals on Amazon Prime. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.